Hi everyone, this is Gayle, and this video is going to show you how to do a Skinner blend plug. Now if you watched my last video, we did this Skinner blend, and this is rolled out on the thickest setting of the pasta machine. But say I want to make a flour. And did I do that on this? No, I didn't do that on this flour. I was just looking to see what flours I've made. But say you wanted to make a flower or a leaf or something, and you want it to be lighter in the middle and darker on the outside. You would start with your Skinner blend, and there's another video posted where you can do, where you can see how I made this Skinner blend, and you do the same thing no matter what colors you use. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this and I'm going to fold it in half. Again, there's an ugly side and a pretty side. I'm going to fold brown on brown and white on white. But this time, instead of rolling it through the pasta machine this way, I'm going to turn it this way. And I'm going to roll it through. This is still set at the number 1 setting. Let me do that. And see, that made it a little bit longer. And as you do this, you can stretch your clay a little bit to make the edges closer to being straight. Can't do it a whole lot, but you can do it some. So that was on the number 1. Then I'm going to take my pasta machine down to a number 3. And I'm going to roll it through again, just single, because it's at the thickest setting here. We're going to a number 3, so you don't want to fold it. You just run it through like this. And you can see it made it much longer. But this is not enough. I'm going to go down to a number 5. And let me just pull this a little bit. It's not quite straight, but I can get it a little straighter. And lay this on my roller. And then I'm going to roll it through. Now this is at a number 5 setting. You can see now it's really long, but you know what? I think I'm going to go down one more setting. So this is on a number 5, so I'm going to take it down to a number 7. I always skip 2 numbers. It just seems to work well. I would never skip more than 2, but sometimes you might want to just skip 1. This is going to get a little hard to handle, so hopefully that's stuck on that roller. And this is number 7. Now this is about 3 feet long now. I know you can't see all of it. I'm going to move my camera, and then I'll come back and show you how to do the plug. Be right back. Okay, here we are, and as you can see, this is the white end, and this is very ragged, but because it's so thin, I can still use all of this. Let me see if I can lay it down without messing this up. I'm going to take my little potter's kidney. Everybody asked me about this. I don't know where I got it. I believe I got it at Polymer Clay Express, but I don't know if they still have them. But if you do a Google search for potter's kidney, you should get one. Get plenty of results. So anyway, so here I'm just going to fold this to make a smooth end. Make sure this flattens out and have a little ridge there. And then I'm going to pull this very slowly, because you want it to make sure that you're all the way, you know, there's no air in here. You've got it rolled. And then you can do it several ways. You can use a piece of acrylic. If you have one that's wide enough, this is wider than this, so I probably have a bigger one. This one's bigger. If you have a piece of acrylic sheet, and one place you can get these, if you go to places like Michael's and AC Moore, any place that does framing, they cut these out. You know, they cut, for their frames, they will cut instead of glass, some people like this acrylic instead. And I went there one day asking for help with the polymer clay workshop we were having when I was in the Orlando Guild, and they gave me dozens of just scrap pieces that they were throwing in the trash. And I don't know, they may charge you a little bit for it. This group actually, because it was for a guild, they gave it to me. But doesn't hurt to check. Anyway, I'm pinching the ends, because as you roll this, you'll have, see, this is going to get wider and you're going to have thin ends. But when you get down to the other end of this strip, it's a little bit narrower. So as you roll, you're going to want to pinch. And just see how you take this and it keeps it tight. But see the ragged edge here? Can you see that? So I'm just going to pinch. And I'm going to slide this down a little bit. And I'm going to continue to use this, but you can also use your fingers. And see, I'm getting a little off center here, so this is going to be, you know, not quite even, so I'm going to do that. And now I'll just do it with my hands and see if I can't straighten this out a little bit. There, I think that's a little bit straighter. Just don't press too hard. You don't want grooves from your fingers in here. But I still pinch the ends just so that the ends stay solid. And I'm tearing this as I'm holding it. So let me just, well, I'll just use my kidney to cut this. We do know that the end is pure brown, right? It's burnt umber. It's all pure color, so that can go back with the burnt umber clay. And just finish rolling. Whoops, that's crooked. There. And I'll just press the ends in again. Now I'll show you. Let me just slice the end off. As you can see, there's a little bit of air. Can you see that? Little pieces of air. So you want to make sure you press from the center out to the ends to close in those little places that have air. And again, turn it over. Start from the center and go out to the ends to press out that air. But if you look here, you'll see that it's a very, good graduation in color from the white to the brown. Now, if I had left it thick, it would look more like a coil. The clay layers would be thicker and you would be able to tell where, and sometimes that's the look you want, so you may want to do that. But I like to roll mine down to a number 7 and it makes a perfect plug. Now, if you can use the plug the way it is, you can, for storage purposes, if you need to make it shorter, you can press from each end and always roll it to keep it straight. Press on the ends. You can see there's a little bit of air here. I'll just slice it and push out the air. But press it and roll it. Press it and roll it. And now it's a thicker plug that you can either slice to make canes out of, or you can store it. And if you need it to be smaller, all you need to do is reduce it. So this is how you make a Skinner blend plug. And this is so useful. You'll see me using these in a lot of my tutorials. But this is how you get there. So hope you enjoy this and come back for my next video. Bye-bye.